I remember sitting with people who are dying. I remember being at funerals of those I've loved who died, and even those I knew. There is a surreal or an unreal feeling of grief that slows time but randomly speeds it up. There is an anathema of contradictions which are simultaneously remembered and forgotten. Then there is life afterward. And yet, this is the abyss known as grief. After someone we love dies, life takes on a bit of an unreal quality for a while. Often there is a permeating darkness even within the light. Grief moves us in ways we didn't think possible, and still, out there, the world just carries on. Our world has ended, literally ended, and the world out there continues just like it always has, like nothing devastating has ever happened. What must it have been like for those closest to Jesus to experience this? To know that the hope he provided is now gone, that love is forsaken, God is forsaken, we are forsaken, and the world out there just keeps going. Their reality, like ours, plunges us against our will almost into the never-ending abyss of grief once again. There is a hopelessness that endures in the memory of a world where Jesus was not. It is why Good Friday is so powerful. This day, almost like no other, touches that abyss of grief. For 2 days, the world knew the absence of God completely. An absence like never before and never again. We come today to remember that absence, to briefly step into the abyss again. But we do it knowing that it is only symbolic. Of course, God is still with us. But we know grief. And we can step into the abyss again. John's account of Jesus' passion is powerful. It begs us to step into the abyss anew, to wait and to watch and to remember. We're encouraged to feel the feelings of those present, to feel the sadness of the day, to watch as our Lord died. We are asked to allow the grief of Good Friday to wash over us, but we are not to drown in it. We remember that this is a holy remembering, which we are choosing to mark. We are choosing to sit in the abyss just for a while. And all the while we sit here, we remember. And we continue to live safe in the knowledge of the Easter Sunday joy that is coming and is here even now. We allow ourselves to be guided onto the hill at Calvary and watch as Jesus' mother watched her son die. Perhaps we can feel her keening as she holds her once beautiful baby again, even though now he is bloody and dead. And still we watch with her and mark this space and this time. Even as Jesus takes on the pain and humiliation of the world for our sake, we continue to watch. We know we are powerless to stop it or even turn away from it. And we couldn't, even if we could. We just can't leave it. Our salvation is cleaved from this, Our life is promised because of his death. From the cross he speaks, "It is finished," and just gives up his spirit. Just like that. Dead. And for us, death is just like that. Even when it's expected, the final breath is never expected. For Jesus, death has won, just for now. His death is only half the story. Without his death, there is no life. Without the abyss, there is no resurrection. And without the resurrection, where would we be today? The cross is not defeat, but hope. When we wear a cross as jewellery or look upon a cross on a wall, we do not see Jesus' death, but rather we recognise God's hope. Without the cross, hope would not be realised. It is why this day is called Good Friday. Not because he died, but because we know it's not the end. He does not stay dead. Too often the cross is seen as a failure of God, or as a barrier to God by those who don't or won't or can't understand. It is a paradox which is our Christian faith, that the death of the Son of God on a cross is actually a good thing. From the cradle to the grave we come. From life to life we come. To the hope of Good Friday we come. But just for now, just for a moment, we sit in the abyss of grief again.